Are you serious?
Yeah, Shizu has sprint.
On the Caesar or the Turisla?
I'm pretty sure I just saw a sprint on the CC.
It is a sprint on the Caesar. What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first match here of this 3-day series for Saturday, Week 7, Day 2. We've got a very interesting draft from AP.Bren in the first game versus TNC. More of a standard from what we've seen so far in Season 16. Let us know what you think. Do you think AP.Bren's draft, this unique draft, is going to work in Game 1?
As much as I want to say let him cook, I'm not a big fan of the ingredients. But, okay, Lord JM even picked up a Rupture so that he has extra bit of damage. It makes dueling in lane a little bit easier, especially with Thremar having a Tenacity as part of his emblem set. I'm waiting to see what the rotations will be here for the CC. Is he going to leave lane more often? Is it just going to look to try and park the Harith in lane?
Maybe part of this idea is also just to sprint with the expanding river?
Oh, man.
Like, maybe?
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, you go ultra fast in the river.
Lord JM is not winning in the lane. Would it have been a little better if he had Arlott? Because, again, yesterday we discovered the whole Angela-Arlott interaction.
Yep.
That would have helped reset those dashes.
Yeah. The Arlott would have been fantastic in the pickup, but they also picked up Turisla because then they realized they needed a hard front.
The hard set.
The hard set.
Is it a Final Smash hard set? Comes out faster, too.
Technically it is, but, you know, maybe they also just want more of that durability, that body of Smith
BOS
that he might bring, but
Lord JM.
He's not going to have a good time.
Catching a handful of the first order's blasts here.
All right, we have to get specific with this. Is it confirmed that it is actually a first order Stormtrooper?
It is.
All right.
It is.
It's an actual skin name?
It is.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Which is weird because it came in a line that featured original trilogy.
Okay. Yeah, it's not a Clone War Shock Trooper. All right.
Lord confirmed. First turtle.
Oh, X-Nova.
Got that Heart Guard in him. And there's a Traction Pulse. Nova dashing out. Thremar taking away those shields. Lord JM swinging away. This is taking a good amount of forever.
Oh, yeah. First turtle, too. A whole lot thrown out. Shizu jumps in, though.
That's point blank. Shizu throwing out those attacks. He spent his current goal already. James Pay secures. Chaknu very low. There's the penalty zone pulling them back, but there's not enough damage on either side. Lord JM flickers out of here. Thremar wants more. There's a falling Star Moon. Heart Guard just to save him. No one falls, but AP.Bren gets the turtle.
All right. I'm starting to see the vision now on the side of AP.Bren. They can force a whole lot of nothing from TNC, and then TNC scratching their heads like, wait, how are all of them still alive? That's a small sample size, but I think that's what they're going for here. They're looking at it at a very objective-centric type of lineup with a strong, tanky front. Yes, the turns are slow, but it's like they're playing a more methodical approach to it surrounding the objectives. They don't want to be super active on the map. Even though they have a Cho and a Joy together, they'll really be picky with their moments.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, too, when does this... how long does this work for, you know, for AP.Bren?
Yeah.
Like, is it going to be good even if we see a longer game here? Yeah, was that a...
Yeah,
was that a steal?
Grant the purple. Clean.
Oh, and Zyda's lagging behind in the rotations because we saw that the TNC timing for Zyda in the first turtle wasn't really up to snuff. Like, he needed to go back a little bit. He was still on the way, which is why that even though they were getting zoned out, TNC Pro Team still couldn't confidently go forward because Zyda wasn't completely there yet.
Yeah, so back to this. Good plays right now happening. Nothing too crazy, though. Like, if you look at this, it's all macro, and that's what both teams are wanting to do. The plays that we've seen so far have been the push and pull in team fights, and I think we're going to see another one for the second turtle.
This slow pace is actually benefiting AP.Bren. Anytime TNC actually lets go of a fight and doesn't get anything decisive, AP.Bren gets a larger chance to get to the 13-minute mark, 14-minute mark, and just steamroll.
Waiting to see, though, what's going to happen to AP.Bren once the Harith is online, once Benny Cutie's out of lane.
That's a mid-game power spike.
Yeah, once the mid-game power spike is hit for TNC Pro Team, what then? This Esmeralda has so many shields to get on the side of AP.Bren.
Yep. Oh, Shizu
coming in, gets that current call, the penalty zone also, but the answer, Mountain Shocker, the jump from Thremar, putting Shizu down a quarter of his health. Checked in for the hard guard, goes into James Banks. Lord James very low. James Banks dancing around, catching a few hits. from Lancey, and they disengage. Very similar to first turtle. Nova holding on, the flicker gets the kick, away he goes with Zyda. James Pank secures once again.
X-Nova with the kick, he's gonna
Run,
get punished
Nova,
here.
run! Dashes through the wall, goes through the brush, gets the Iron Guard on him, still no kills!
Okay, we're seeing the idea now executed here from AP.Bren.
Why am I so excited for pacifism?
Yeah. I think no one has died yet in this game, but the execution by AP.Bren was on point. And we see here now, we were asking, what is AP.Bren gonna do for their gold laner so that he's more proactive? Hell, why not put him on a fighter that does one thing only? Throw your curtain call and you've done your job. I thought that initial engagement by both Lord JM and Shizo was a bit too early. It was, but then they were able to salvage it because X-Nova got the kick onto Zyda, which meant that James Panks could say, this turtle is mine, I don't care about your AOG, I can get out of here.
Yeah, that was great. A great decision, too, from X-Nova. So if they continue to do that, I mean, think about it. We've been looking at these team fights break out, and they really... Oh, hold on. Lord JM?
Oh, that's 4 members going at Lord JM. Does he know? Gets the hard guard on him. Dropping everything at Mr. 50-50. Aqua bites it as well. The first 2 kills go over to the Phoenix Army.
Well, gentlemen, I think what we're seeing is that mid-game power spike starting to happen here.
Yeah, that's already 2 kills. The first 2, both of them going to the Zyda. The Zyda.
The Zyda.
The Zyda means
him.
that he can catch up now. X-Nova trying to look for a kick angle.
Does knock up 2, but there's just way too much coming in from TNC. James Panks gets the beats. The Chaknu drop in, that revitalize. Salmon Force pushing away James Panks, and 3 more takes him down. Nova backing out of here. Shizo really can't fight this stampede from TNC. They're pushing, taking down tier 1 down bottom. Oh, Mr. 50-50 gets the penalty zone, taking down Zyda. 3 more foes as well. AP.Bren clap back.
Okay, so clearly TNC Pro Team have hit their power spike, but AP.Bren are still fighting into it, and I like what I'm seeing. No, I'm not a hater of this draft anymore. If AP.Bren wins this game alone, I'm going to confidently say they deserve a playoff spot.
He likes
the draft. I wonder how many people in the chat too mentioned that they liked AP.Bren's draft. Because that's how. Oh, X-Nova. Okay, I thought he was going to go for the kick.
It's another turtle. That's all turtles going to AP.Bren.
It's 3 for 3, man. I didn't know they would have the 3 turtles locked in like this.
30 macro. The sheer threat of a fight coming out of anywhere, that's not at all a pickoff, because there's always the threat of Aqua coming in, is ruining TNC's main rotations.
Yeah, and the AP.Bren lineup, it's not only high concept, it demands perfect execution, because you have 2 presences in the center of the map that are so dependent on timing. You know, we know how the Cho works, we know how the Joy works, and how one messed up entry could mess up your entire combo. But then you also have a very slow and tanky EXP laner that is now thinking about all of these hyperactive pieces around him.
I love to see this too, just how much damage Lord JM has taken. He's served the purpose so well so far. Scaling is still going to be the question, I feel like. You know, we're under the 9-minute mark. Again, we've seen some games now, even yesterday, get past the 20 minutes, and I feel like that's where we might see a little bit of difference here. But this Lord coming up, once it does in under the minute, AP.Bren has showed us that they can actually take those fights and choose to win them if they need to.
I love the itemization here from Lord JM and Shizo. Shizo went for, X-Nova went for Radiant Armor, Blade Armor, while Lord JM was already up to a Radiant Armor. So that mitigates the damage brought out by the Kimi mainly. So the hero that we were seeing as the potential answer to the Angela, yes, he has 3 assists, he hasn't died yet. Is now going to get countered by a really good itemization by AP.Bren. The other thing I'm looking at now is AP.Bren needs to win some more towers in the map, because they're losing the macro game in the long run.
I guess this is the reason why they can't get much of a permanent win on the map, is they're good at fighting. They don't even have a marksman. So if they do get their, 10 seconds alone with a turret, they have to punch it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, and that's what we were saying about the lineup of AP.Bren. It's great around the objective team fight.
Yeah.
But when it comes to getting the other objectives out of the towers, it's not really their strong suit.
And I feel like that's going to be the case for the game here. And that's why they'd rather go ahead and get set up for these fights around objectives as they get in position for this first Lord of the game. we're going to have to see what TNC does. They want to put some pressure here on the mid tier 1, but they're going to conceal anyway, pushing off AP.Bren for the Lord.
3 more against that falling Star Moon, compromising Shizo's positioning. James Banks dropped his ult already. The traction pull thrown out by Lancy, revitalized here by the Mamba. A lot of ults thrown out just to zone. AOG jumps on the one. Lord JM put down a third of it now. Jumps into the penalty zone. Right into 3 members of TNC. The Zaman Force as well. Lancy, point blank. Shizo takes down Chaknu. It's a big fight in the bottom lane as Lancy falls. Shizo traded out for Benny, strikes. Down goes one more. Oh, Benny goes. That's 4 for 2. 3 more, the only one left. Run, my boy, run. AP.Bren's on you. He's fine.
Oh my goodness, these team fights are so long. We saw how many heart guards and also how many ultimates that we see thrown there, and AP.Bren fought that. It looked like they were going to lose it, but now they're going to get the Lord.
Yeah, so after James Banks used his initial ultimate, he left that team fight, went around, went to that long bush near the bottom lane, then rejoined the fight to bring Zyda down low. He was forced to traceless through the mountain wall, and then he took down Benny QT. The long wraparound by James Banks, and yeah, our theory about this AP.Bren lineup is right. It's forcing TNC to commit a whole lot of nothing.
Ooh, it feels just... It's got to be a little frustrating, man. You throw so much of that at AP.Bren, and they're still able to fight.
More accurately, to throw a whole lot of everything for nothing in return.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not even a real fight when you think you have AP.Bren up against the ropes.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure everyone relates to that. You give it your all, you give your heart, your soul into something, and then they leave you. And then we're still talking about MLBB.
Hey,
We are.
We can all go ahead and look at those team fights and think about life. But here's one thing, man. You have to go ahead and really break this down, because I thought for a moment...
I really tried.
I did too.
I thought Benny Cutie really tried in that fight.
Yeah.
He did, man.
The Zaman Force was perfect, but then when you're fighting under the penalty zone, when your curtain called as well, my goodness, AP.Bren, they are cooking.
They hit critical mass. It's come to the point wherein a fight is something TNC cannot afford, so they're strategically dodging AP.Bren, and it allows AP.Bren to take down these turrets.
Dude, this is, you know how you mentioned the ingredients earlier, Renmar? This is like the time a restaurant here found out that watermelon goes in synagogue.
Oh, yeah.
And it ends up working.
This is the first guy who dipped his fries in a sundae.
Yeah.
It actually works out.
Oh my goodness.
Because if you look at the lineup of TNC Pro Team, damage profiles there, sustainability there, it's what we've understood as a lineup that works out because your pieces from 1 to 5 are great. But then AP.Bren says, no, we have 2 heroes that get their ultimate very fast, and the Joy and the Angela. And we're just going to revolve around that. The hard guard, the electrifying beats that even though you force it out early in a team fight, we can extend the team fight to a point where once we have the second activation of our ultimates, then everything goes wrong. A steal by James Banks out of the buff of Zyda means TNC Pro Team will continue to scratch their heads at this high concept idea.
Grand Theft Purple right in the Mamba's face. There was nothing that I thought could have done to stop James Banks. What is the goal diff between that Joy and Yisun Shin right now? Because yeah, it's 4K, but how much has James stolen away from Zyda?
That's a good question, man, because I feel like he's been really proactive just on this Joy in general. You can see.
He's been shopping.
He's been shopping, man. And he's, like, that's the thing. You notice, like, he's, for a Joy game and everything else, it's very passive. 1-1-1. Yeah. But the fact that he's been able to utilize those electrifying beats really well and also just put pressure on the back line if they have to, it's been working wonders. And it's just interesting to see how this lineup comes to fruition for this game 1 from AP.Bren.
Yeah, for TNC Pro Team, I think one condition that they can look at is first either taking out Lord JM or James Banks. Because Lord JM is an anchor for this lineup. Without him, you're going to see AP.Bren scramble and start taking unnecessary risks of winning the fight without their main frontline hold. The second, James Banks having 2 electrifying beats every engagement. Hell, if it goes longer, he could do it 3 times. That's something that's been a thorn on the side of TNC Pro Team, so they need to get the Joy out quickly. Those are the main conditions for TNC.
I wonder what Chaknu is going to be up to here. You can see he's going to just plant himself up on that side. Lord has been work done here for a while, but neither team really pushing it just yet. The purple buff wants to be secured by Zyda.
Uh-oh.
Chaknu finally going to move, so are they going to just push this Lord in? AP.Bren sitting at half health. Chaknu gets the information. It goes for a reset. You've got the Heart Guard being held over at Shizu just in case while Aqua holds down the lanes if he has to. This is a very standard kind of dance that we're seeing here for this Lord. This take here for either team.
Yep, Zyda has kept himself scarce, hiding himself. I don't think anyone from TNC knows where this Yushin is. Now Lord is at a fifth of its health.
Good
Lord
spot.
JM flushes Chaknu out of that Y brush.
Yeah, really good spot.
James still holding onto this fence brush. Lord at an eighth of its health. And they know where Aqua is. And Lord gets reset here hard.
Oh,
Yeah.
big reset. And the Traction Pulse was used already too.
Yeah, both teams are just looking for an opening. I think AP.Bren are more encouraged to be reactive here and allow TNC to start things off first.
All right, confirm there's 1,000 gold between Zyda and James Banks. Nova gets a bit of damage on him. Lord back to an eighth of its health. AP.Bren not letting it get out of their clutches just yet.
Oh.
Nova fixing that wave. This is pressure coming from TNC. Shizu goes in, drops a current call. Heart Guard as well. He's taking too much damage. Gets taken out by Zyda. Zaman Force by Benny. Down goes Lancy. The Lord scored by AP.Bren. Down goes Lord JM. This was expensive for AP.Bren.
All right, so the Lord was brought really down low, and the moment they saw Benny QT was a little bit too far from the other members of TNC Pro
Timur!
team, AP.Bren decided to commit it. So because those conditions were taken, the Lord was low, they pushed TNC back, they knew Benny QT was, they decided to rush the Lord instead. That was a great call by AP.Bren.
And with that, they get themselves the Lord, but TNC should be able to clear this out relatively well and maybe not even lose too much, if anything at all here, because of that. Again, one of the weaknesses of this lineup from AP.Bren is pushing into the base of TNC. That's what we've been seeing, and they would definitely need a multiple kill or even a wipeout to really push things forward. That's the problem.
So now we're seeing one of the weaknesses of the unorthodox composition that AP.Bren has. Where exactly do you put the money? Where exactly do you want all this damage, all this utility to come from? It's clear that Benny QT knows his job.
Yep.
Even Zyda is like 500 gold away from James Banks. But AP.Bren, the gold is everywhere.
Yeah, now because TNC has hit their power spike and more, AP.Bren, it seems like for Lord JM and Shizu to fight, it's already going to take a lot of losses for their side. Because once those two are down, TNC Pro Team are not going to be afraid to fight into AP.Bren. But the biggest question is, how much health will they lose before James Banks arrives? Because that Joy is another win condition, and it could potentially be the reason why TNC could get wiped out. We're at this point where TNC's lineup, it's actually so much easier to pull off compared to the AP.Bren lineup because of their lack of range and that question that Naisu posed at the table of like, yeah, how are you gonna end it save for wiping TNC out completely outside of base?
This is why I think it goes back to Mr. 50-50, man. It's almost like, all right, Lord JM's either got to land an amazing penalty zone or maybe X-Nova finds the right mark. He finds X on the map and is able to pick off, let's say, Benny QT. And, you know, then it gives them this advantage where they can win a team fight decisively. Because right now it's more so of just playing around the utility that they have, the shielding that they're provided. But as the game goes further and we're approaching the 20-minute mark, man, I gotta say, we've been saying it since the beginning of the game, TNC's lineup will scale, and it already has. Benny QT as well, you know, on this Harith, he's gonna be a monster in the team fights here. So those are the questions posed before this next Lord comes up in about 15. You can see the items. How are they looking here?
Yeah, up to a Seal Halberd for the CC, so that extra bit of attack speed, other than the utility it brings of reducing the healing, it's, well, going to increase your chances that you could get hits on the base faster. Up to the Oracle for the Gata Kacha, and I think that Oracle is one of the reasons why Chaknu's been surviving team fights significantly longer now, and AP.Bren's going to be wondering why it's going to be difficult to take this Gata Kacha down. Those extra improved basic attacks, extra more taunts in a fight, will give James Banks specifically difficulty, because the Gata Kacha is a response, or it's one of the picks that you pick when you know you're going up against a Joy. It's a great Joy counter.
Ooh, they're cutting X-Nova off too. Look at this. Look at the placements here. What are they going to do? They're going to go for this.
All right, Trimar got 4 members of AP.Bren on him. Does flicker away, wasting that Hearth Guard. And now AP.Bren back to regular programming, taking their time with this Lord Dance. Zaida finally, for the first time in a while, gets his purple.
Yeah. But now, I think for the next sequence, AP.Bren, knowing that 3mar has used his flicker, can just focus down the Esmeralda again.
Look at this too. X-Nova's still staying a threat over on that side of the map, finally crossing over to the river. Lord is still being held at half health. This is going to be the same thing though. Both teams just going for these resets. They jump in.
Here comes the collapse. They answer back with the traction pulse. 3mar goes down, the AOG by Chaknu, but it might have been too late. Now goes Benny, the immortality from the Mamba. 3 for free going over to AP.Bren.
Too tanky, and exactly as we called it, Esmeralda was hard focused by AP.Bren. TNC Pro Team, despite Chaknu landing a really good AOG, Zaida had to clean up waves in the lane of TNC because Aqua was pushing up top. AP.Bren couldn't have executed that any better, and TNC couldn't have responded to it any better.
Great response from AP.Bren to not just do the same dance around that Lord. So with this, they've got themselves the evolved Lord. They got the tier 2 turrets worked on and down, and they can go ahead and get ready to approach towards the base here. The rest of TNC is going to be up, but Lord Jam jumps in, burning the flicker. They wanted that base turret.
They want Lancey to compromise his Purify, and indeed he did. X-Nova here gets the hard guard in him, does not survive. That's a pick off. One down from AP.Bren. TNC might be able to do this. They might be able to defend.
Okay, they're going to clear. They're going to clear off of that because also X-Nova went down. Lord Jam tried to make a play, burning the flicker. So what they inevitably get is 2 base turrets, but still TNC into this game getting another chance.
Yeah, that could have been executed significantly better by AP.Bren. TNC getting those 2 kills was just showing AP.Bren, no, you can't do that to us. You can't be sloppy with your entries. You can't force anything like that in our base because you're going to get taken down very quickly.
Nova's life was not worth that Purify.
Yeah, exactly, which makes me scratch my head. Did he do that because he saw Lord Jam say, I could do that too?
Yeah.
So he decided to commit something, provide a little bit of space, but they didn't need the space. They were okay.
There's only one Mr. 50-50.
I was going to say, that was definitely a 50-50 thing, but now they're going to be defending in their base because of that. This is what builds up on some of these mistakes.
Penalty zone welcomes 2, and they're going in. James Panks popping them beats. The answer by Benny Cutie. He's still dancing. Ha, ha, ha. Down goes James Panks popping that immortality on Shizo. Zaida falls. Might be too late. They're in too deep. Firing away still is Lancey. Down goes Nova. AOG by the Mamba. Hard guard coming in. They're still fighting. Look at this. Lancey gets popped. Immortality. One more Zaman Force from the Storm. Aqua down. Lord Jam and Shizo left. Shizo running the opposite direction. The crown from Lord JM. Down he goes. It's just the silent left. TNC. Fire it off.
That's going to be a defense. Shizo cut the lane. The perfect call by Shizo. And he 1v1 3mar. What the hell?
Shizo saving AP.Bren from the possible fumble that would cost him the game.
2 minions got through though. 2 minions got through, and they're with Benny Cutie.
They're with Benny. He should be able to get the base turret at least. Shizu's back up, but man, what a play from Shizu.
Oh my goodness, I didn't expect that Shizu would be able to get the kill on that Esmeralda. But I think that was 3mar feeling the Sea Halberd that we pointed out earlier. Oh, and he even went Hunter Strike as his last item, and he just sold it to pick up a Radiant Armor.
Oh man.
Shizo's locked in. Shizo knows what he's got to do from second to second of this 23-minute game.
23, almost 24 minutes. We're back to it. A Lord is up. A beefy one at that. Both teams suffering some damage into the base. 2 turrets down for TNC, 1 for AP.Bren. Are they going to push them off this Lord? Again, just like we saw from the last fight where they utilized Shizu jumping in, even with the hard guard. They'll have to do it a little bit slower this time, but we're going to see TNC get into position for this one. Remember, too, some Winter Crowns aren't available. And Immortality. Chaknu pops Conceal. X-Nova on the other side.
Lord here down to 1/10 of its health. We're waiting for the point of no return. Mount Shocker coming in. Where's the retribution? Zaida holding on very clearly. James back with the steal. Yeeting that Lord out of existence. Benny Cutie fighting Lord JM, and there's the kill. Aqua though in the backline taking down Zaida. This is looking bad. Lancey falls as well. Benny's got to save him. No, he can't. James takes him down. The kick from X. AP.Bren have ran through TNC. They got a Lord in mid. Inside his own base, 3-Mar can't survive. The Hive.
Oh, he lives.
Oh, but I don't think that's enough.
He actually lived.
But it's not enough. It's 4 members of AP.Bren.
Chakner stopped the Lord.
He stopped the Lord, but can they end it here?
They have to lock the base.
3-Mar. He's trying his darndest, but it's not enough. AP.Bren take